And we're live.
It's like a musical bug spray commercial because I enjoy that. You know, if I get to kill a bunch of stuff with the bug spray, that's always fun. When there's like you find the problem, right? Whatever it is, maybe it's a whole nest of spiders that just have hatched out, and there's like a web that's like full of little baby spiders everywhere.
Right out of my hair,
You'll see like a big wasp nest or whatever it is, and you're like, aha, I have a can with your fucking picture on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back. If you've got that can with his picture on it, it's the end of the fucking
remarkably
day.
effective.
Oh, so good.
I like it when you just wound them. Like maybe I miss them, I hit the window, and then they touch the window that I sprayed. Now all of a sudden they're like, oh my god, I'm half the bug I used to be.
All fucked up. Yeah, I like that part.
I think you can also use like just soap and water mixed together and spray their nest. And somehow it creates like a soapy coat on them.
Bees. The wasp. You can't fuck with the wasp.
You're not supposed to kill bees, are you?
No. Well, you're not supposed to. They make the honey and they pollinate the crops and such. But you know, the wasps, those are the problem. And there's plenty of other cooler things to use against them.
Honey?
They probably make something else that's really good.
They probably make something shitty. It seems like wasps would make like black peppers or something.
Well, I'm the person until I find out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no farmer, but I bet wasps make pepper.
I mean, I know, Ahmed, probably you've probably killed some of those camel spiders that everybody on the internet seems to think are giant, and I had my whole world shattered when my friend who was a soldier told me like, oh, not at all, that's forced perspective. It's not that big. And I'm like, don't you lie to me.
I have not killed a spider, but I have killed a snake.
I was hoping you were going to say a camel. I have not killed a camel spider, but they killed the camel.
I have rode a
that to be it.
I have rode a camel and an elephant.
Kyle, have you ridden a camel?
I've ridden a camel and elephant.
When did you kill a snake? Was it attacking you?
It was around the time where the earlier stories took place, so in 2005 or something. A snake was just lurking around in our garden, and my mother saw it once, and she was like really afraid, ran inside, and she told us about it. No one saw it. So 2 days later, same snake sneaks up in our kitchen, which our house was a house, let's just put it that way, and so it was pretty open, and it these kind of things could sneak in from underneath the doors. So that was a problem from small little insects and stuff. But when a snake snuck in, that was a real big deal in our house. So everyone's panicking and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm really scared shitless right now because we have no idea what kind of snake it is. We don't know anything about snakes. So I just pick up my shoe that I was wearing, and I start throwing it at it, and it would move like 1 meter away, and then it would just come back and start doing her thing in the corner. So eventually I pick up a knife from the kitchen, and my mother starts screaming, not that knife, not that knife. That's my favorite knife. So anyway, I just throw the same knife at the snake, and I hit it right in the middle of its body. So it was a really well throw. I was really surprised by my throw. Anyway, so I injure it, and it start like doing her thing and moving really fast here and there, and eventually it just
panicking
dies.
Yeah.
For a split second, when you threw that knife and it instantly like killed the fucking snake, did you consider maybe am I a goddamn superhero? Should I be walking the streets of Iraq every night with like a bandolier of blades attached?
Am I Steven Seagal? That was what I was wondering. Yeah. No, but at the moment I was like, oh my god, that was badass, and the snake started moving still. It still was moving, so I was like, oh my god, that was Phil. And I threw another shoe at it. It was still moving, but after a few minutes, it just died.
We had a snake in my backyard, and it was pretty.
Sorry?
What kind of snake did it end up being? Like, would it have messed you up if you bit you, or did you just throw it away?
An ass.
I have no idea.
What color?
Let me tell my snake story.
It was black, but not black, but a bit gray to black. So I put a few garbage bags on my hand, like gloves, and then picked it up and threw it in the streets in the middle of the mud and water that was dominating our streets. That was.
Man, seems like snake-proofing your doors is like that would be high on my list.
Yeah, not in Iraq's engineers list. They didn't think about these kind of things.
They don't mind snakes.
No.
We're in my backyard building like a swing set for my kids. And I've got like a friend or two over, constructing it. And the snake in the backyard is black, and it's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet long. Like, it was a good sized snake. And someone points it out, and I don't know snakes. Like, I don't know anything about them. but I'm like, what do we do here? Like, should I kill it? Should I not kill it? Like, is it keeping the mice away? And he's like, well, if my kids were playing in this backyard, I'd kill the snake. So I'm like, all right. And I had a shovel nearby, and I kind of used it as a spear. Instantly, I cut off its head. Like, it just went right through it. It was no trouble. It wiggled around a bit, but clearly it had been decapitated. And the same guy, like, he gets up and takes a closer look at the snake and goes, oh, yeah, no, that one was fine. And I'm like, fuck. Yeah. Now I'm a murderer. So...
Yeah.
My grandpa, he was walking with my younger brother in the woods. This is when we were both much, much younger. Like, he was probably 7 or something. And they're walking through the woods at my grandparents' farm, and there was a coiled up rattlesnake there. And my grandpa saw it and was like, hey, look at that snake right there. Look at that snake. And as my brother was looking at it, just kind of, it's not like getting closer, being stupid or something, just kind of like doing that child inquisitive, like, what is this new creature? Like, I've never seen this before. Like filling in paradigms and archetypes. And then right as he was doing that, my grandpa had quietly like lifted his shotgun up, and he just, boom, just blew the entire center of where the snake was coiled into oblivion. And and my brother just started crying and crying. My grandpa was like, well, shit, it would have bit you before, as soon as you walked over there. Like, like, yeah, it would have. Like, that's a good thing. He did that's not even the last time he killed an animal in front of us. He skinned a raccoon in front of us once. He tied, there was a tree in the backyard, and he caught a raccoon. And I don't know why he skinned it, but he tied it by its tail up to, like, the branch. I'm sure Kyle's seen this done. And then basically you take your knife and you cut around the skin of the tail, and then you reach in with your fingers, and like you're pulling the plastic off of a new piece of electronics, you just all the way down. And it's still, the image is still in my head, sitting on the porch, looking at that totally skinned raccoon with its entire body of skin just hanging like a coat that it almost took off just from its arms, and being like, man, this is real shit right here. Like,
see, the raccoon, I'm kind of on board with, but the snake, that's just not good grandparenting, right?
Oh, it definitely is.
What a good grandparent. No, okay, a good thing to say would be, oh, there's a rattlesnake. Stand behind me, right? And then you kill the rattlesnake, and the kids are like, I remember that time Grandpa saved me. Not, hey, Taylor's brother, go check out that snake, and like off guard, kill it.
Hey, go make friends.
Like, go make friends, and then like sniped it out from under him. It's like, it was to the side and behind him, so it was safe. It was just, or to the side at least. But it was, I don't know. It was funny. That raccoon, though, man, I can still picture that. I thought we were going to eat it, and that creeped me out. And then I was like, oh, thank God raccoon isn't a meat that you eat. It's probably lean and...
No, people eat it. They definitely fucking eat it. Richard Christie tells the story about he's a stern writer. He tells the story about his dad back in Kansas, and he eats roadkill for one thing if it's fresh, but one of the things that he used to always do is, I guess the black people in that area ate raccoon, and so he would go and get raccoon and sell the raccoon meat to them. And they were like, so he skins the raccoons and he just shows up with like a cooler full of raccoon meat and they buy it. He's like, well, no, but you leave the skin on. That way they know it's a real raccoon and not a cat. Fuck. So that's a problem in their lives? Counterfeit raccoon meat? I just imagine like a black guy going, God damn it, Maisie, you got tricked again. That's a cat. That ain't no coon.
I'm not eating cat meat tacos again. I won't pretend it's the same.
I've lowered myself to raccoon meat. I'll go not a step lower.
What if it actually is really good?
No, like, it's not. He said it tasted okay. He said it tasted like barbecue. He told another story where like his mom prepared like this barbecued raccoon, and then this other lady's over there like, oh, this barbecue is so good. She's like munching this big sandwich of it up, and she's like, what is it? She thinks it's pork, or is it beef, or what is this? It's chicken? He's like, it's raccoon, and everybody's just because nobody wants to eat raccoon.
I wouldn't want to. Ahmed, would you eat a raccoon?
I would not.
I have no idea. All the animals are the same to me.
About eating. Like, I don't eat anything. I'm not. Sorry?
Are you familiar with the raccoon? I don't know if they exist.
Yeah, I know what a raccoon is, but I've never seen one outside of a zoo. If that's
my friend Kitty, she didn't know what a skunk was.
Oh my God!
didn't know.
Bad animal
So
to
like
not know.
and she certainly didn't know like what a skunk did. She didn't associate the smell of skunk with skunks. So when her dog gets sprayed with a skunk, she's like, "Oh no, what's happened to Muppet? She's foaming at the mouth." And I'm like, "Hang on, I'll be right there." And she opens my bedroom door without me like, and the dog just runs into my room and jumps in bed with me, foaming at the mouth and covered in skunk spray. And it's like, fuck.
Well, the next couple.
Oh, they're all gone.
Scrubbing.
Coats the goddamn walls. You've got to take like soapy towels and scrub your goddamn walls after that happens. Oh,
I've never smelled that, but I've always heard about it. But I don't know. That sounds brutal.
You can smell them on the road just driving by. Like if there was a skunk that sprayed anywhere near a road, and it's not just like a 2-second like, oh, no. It's like for a while you're like, did somebody fart? And then it becomes like not did someone fart. It's like this is way too intense for a fart. Like, oh, goddamn fucking skunk.
2 miles is not an exaggeration. Like if there's a roadkill skunk, like,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I never knew.
If you get sprayed by a skunk, it's not like, well, I guess we're taking another shower this morning. It's like, hey, yeah, you know those meetings scheduled next Friday? No, not going to make it. I smell like shit. No, just trust me. Like, I'm not
and there's stuff to do. I don't like, you're supposed to bathe in tomato juice. I was going to say V8. I knew it was wrong. But yeah, you're supposed to bathe in tomato juice. I guess that somehow neutralizes it. But I met a dog that had been bathed in tomato juice, not totally neutralized.
No, you don't totally neutralize it. I've had it a bunch of times where our dogs would get sprayed. One time when I was like maybe 15 or so, my dad's dog is fighting with a skunk in some bushes. Like they're in I don't know what they're doing, but you can hear them like the dog's going ape shit, and this weasel is making noises, and you can smell it. So like I go into the bushes with a stick. It's a steel rod actually. And I get there and they're like facing off against each other. And the dog's got like slobber and drool all over its face because I think the spray makes them foam at the mouth. And he's been shaking the thing. And the skunk's a little shaky. You can tell he's been shaking a few times. They're about the same size. And I was like, that skunk's not even looking at me. And just fucking ended his ass like immediately before he could like spray me at all. But he had sprayed the dog like I don't know how many consecutive times, like for 5 minutes. Or something like that.
I don't even know how that works.
Like shooting blanks, just
they do like multiple sprays.
Is there like a refractory period, like after the second?
No, it's like they're like women. They're just squirting all that like constantly.
But at a certain point, shocking. There is that refractory period of it has to remake its skunk gland juice, you know?
Yeah,
and so it run out. Maybe like after 5 minutes of continuous spray, it's got to be like, all right, this is unbelievable, but you're going to smell like shit forever. And then it'll but, man.
They stink a long time.